What's going on, Workforce? Brian here, and right now we're going to be talking a little bit about Destiny 2, the state of it, where they're headed, and I guess, for lack of a better word or term, just where they went wrong.
Control.
I wrote about a week ago, and I didn't yet make this video, and when all the stuff this weekend is happening with kind of the XP issue and the rollback and the change, and then this today they canceled the live stream and said they were going to be releasing some information. I decided, I was like, well, I wonder if it has anything to do with what I ended up writing down. And I guess to short summarize, the thoughts that I've been having about Destiny 2 has been more or less focused in on the sacrifice that we made to get here. Chris did like an intro video on Destiny 2 and, kind of just basically talking about some of the core concepts of the game for new players, somebody who maybe have never played a Destiny game before and saw that it was on sale. What's it about? That's what his video is about. And there was a comment in there talking about how, Destiny 2 really doesn't do service to Destiny. There's a lot of growing frustration over the last, I guess, a couple months since the game's launch, where there's just been this lack of, man, Destiny 1 did this. And a comparison to obviously Destiny 1 year 3 to Destiny 2 year 0, where it still hasn't been out for a year. And that comment really struck a chord because then I really tried to try to analyze my overall feelings for Destiny 2. And I love the game. I think actually Destiny 2 is by far a superior game to Destiny 1 vanilla. But they seem to be making a lot of the same mistakes. And then I started thinking about all the content that we've lost in the transition from Destiny 1 to Destiny 2. And then obviously the concept goes, the difficulty of transitioning from basically one MMORPG to another MMORPG, even though Destiny as a franchise is still, I would say, shooter first, RPG and MOBA essentially second in this case. And thinking about everything we kind of had to sacrifice to get the better campaign, to get a better and, some quality of life features, it all of a sudden really kind of dawned on me just my lack of motivation to log in all the time. Now I'm playing the game. We can always nitpick and kind of say, hey, I wish this was better. They need to add this. This is the content I'm looking for. And that's not really what this video is about. It's more that, why? Why do I play this game? And why do I not play this game like I played Destiny 1? And I think it really boils down to just the idea that when they said Destiny was coming out, they talked about it being a 10-year franchise, a 10-year game. When I look at Final Fantasy XIV, it's something I feel like I invest my time in, that there is a payoff, especially that's coming at a later date. Destiny 1 had that. Like, everything I'm doing helps me in the next year, and then it helps me in the next year. There's value into the grind itself, that while it's fun to go hunt for gear and do these things, there's that sense of I'm kind of investing in this character. And we had to kind of say goodbye to that as we transitioned to Destiny 2. We had to kind of say goodbye to, obviously, our loot. And this was for technical lore. There was a lot of good reasons why they had to do this. The way that especially Destiny 2 is structured, things had to change. But I guess with that change comes the realization that, are we going to do this all over again in 3 years' time with Destiny 3? And then we have to say goodbye to our characters, our progression, our loot, all of that again. And that in and of itself, I think, was the realization where, yeah, I'm playing Destiny. I'm enjoying the Crucible. I'm happy to see, especially with the State of Destiny 2 post that they just released. There's lots of information there. I'm going to link to it in the description below for you guys. This video is not going to go over what they're talking about. There's just a lot to unpack there. But, like I said, outside of the rewards and the incentives for playing, there is the sense of why seriously invest in each year if that might happen again, in the future. Not that it can't. Not that Final Fantasy XIV can't burn everything down and we all kind of start over in a new world of Final Fantasy XIV and a new story. It's just going to be hard to do in that regards. All right. So the reason, the thing that kind of really was sitting and weighing on me today was that fact, is that right now I feel that even Final Fantasy 15's Comrades multiplayer expansion, that's the longest name, is more worth my long-term investment than Destiny 2 is. I feel that Final Fantasy 15 and the team, especially with their 1-year anniversary today, has given me more reason to believe that 15 is something worth that same investment that I'm making in 14. And obviously I'm a fan of Final Fantasy, and I have, if I look at that and I weigh that honestly with what exactly is going on, I go, okay, well, maybe there's just an inherent bias that I'm drawn to that fantasy type of online multiplayer, despite its flaws. Destiny 1 vanilla was flawed horribly, and I was in love with it. Final Fantasy 15, Comrades, flawed horribly, but they're working on it. They're gonna, I trust that they're gonna be making the improvements that they need to make. I think Destiny 2 overall is just a better game. I enjoy my time there, but it's lacking the hooks in which that keeps me logging in and keeps me playing. Namely, I have no interest in running Nightfall or the raid. I just don't. I haven't, it's just not in me in this case, where before it was something I wanted to do. It was something when I would log in, invites were coming in. People were trying to get this stuff done. And I don't know if that's, just a sign of the times. I don't know if that's just the way it's going to be going forward, or if what Destiny and what Bungie has planned and what they talk about in the State of Destiny 2 post is the fix, is the remedy for that. At least they go in to talk about my important items, PvP, ranked PvP. They are really prioritizing that here. So there's some definitely good notes to be had as a part of this post. But when I compare it to the other main games that I'm playing, I'm going to log in and play Destiny 2 at least once a week. I'm going to be playing PvP. I'm having a blast with it. I'm not hooked. It's something that, okay, if I don't get to it this week, then I don't get to it. And I don't like that. I don't think that's what Destiny 2 deserves. I think I would like to see more, I guess, of a community being built around the Destiny franchise, as it was with Destiny 1. And again, this maybe all be rose-colored glasses. I could be, insane in that regards. But guys, thanks for watching this video. There's a lot of, I guess, frustration that, there's a lot of longing. I'm rooting for Bungie. They keep putting their foot in their mouths, and it happens. If anything is to say that Destiny 2 and Destiny 1, what are these two? It's literally how Bungie responds and how long it takes them to respond. And I know as a developer myself, the reasons why. I can kind of, while I'm not a fly on the wall, I can kind of hear the conversations that at least I've had in my career, around these kind of conversations, and they're uncomfortable, and you kind of put yourself out there, and it's difficult. So I'm rooting for them. I'm really hopeful that they can deliver, and I think they will. It just is a matter that, communicating and keeping us up to date. And I think this post does a good job of that. I think it gives a clear idea of when we can start to set expectations. It's the unknown that drives us crazy. It's the unknown that we speculate ourselves into a deliverable that is impossible to hit. It's to say they haven't said anything about it. I think this is what's going to happen, and then people get excited about it because it's human nature. And that's not a bad thing. It's fun to talk about the things that we want to talk about. Anyway, guys, again, my name is Brian. This is Work to Game. Thanks so much for watching this video. Go check out this article. Let me know your thoughts about Destiny, Destiny 2, the state of it. What are you interested in? And let's have that conversation. But until next time, guys, take care. Hey, everybody. Brian and Chuck here for Work to Game. Chuck wants to tell you that you should totally subscribe to the channel. And that you should totally hit that like button. Oh, and then we also got t-shirts on sale for some reason. That's a little bit mean, Chuck. I'm not crazy.